Let's solve one of the questions from GS paper 3, and this question talks about a very interesting concept which is known as micro irrigation. Now micro, as the name suggests, it is a small scale, and irrigation is definitely to provide water. Now India as a country is facing acute water crisis. One of the major reasons is the interlinking of rivers, which was long planned, has not been updated yet. Also, we are having one of the world's highest population as per 2023 survey results, and therefore there is an acute water crisis that India is facing and would surely face in the near future as well. Now, to address this issue, what could be some of the best management practices? The best management practices could be in the form of utilizing less water for the purpose of irrigation and irrigating the fields directly. That means there is no undue wastage of water when the water is going into the fields. Now, this process would benefit the agriculture in numerous ways. First of all, the dryland farming that is boosted in India would benefit out of it. The overdependence that we have on water can be substantially reduced. Also, we can have a judicious and an efficient use of water. If we talk about saving of water, only if we apply micro irrigation rather than normal irrigation, the saving of water can increase from 20% to 48%. This would also save a lot of energy. The energy savings can increase from 10 to 17%. The labor which is required for irrigating would be saved. So the cost of labor, if I focus on that, it can increase definitely from 30 to 40%. Fertilizers, the amount of fertilizer you are putting in the field can be saved from 11 to 19%. The crop production can definitely increase, and that could be from 20 to 38%. So all this values, what does that imply? That implies that there is a net increase in the income of the farmer, and the income of the farmer would further boost the idea of using micro irrigation as one of the techniques for the farmers. Despite the fact that there are major benefits of micro irrigation techniques, they do have certain limitations. The first is how many farmers can actually afford this system. The second is it cannot actually finish out the problem of water stress, because sometimes we are choosing certain crops that are water intensive. For example, paddy, sugarcane, these are water intensive crops. So this technique cannot be applied outrightly to all crops. But our studies and surveys have shown that there are certain crops that we have used, and the proportion of water and fertilizer which has been saved because of micro irrigation in these crops has been substantial. So you can use figures like these to substantiate your answer. Again, it is important to note the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, the PMKSY, now incorporates the MI component, which is the micro irrigation component of the irrigated samples that were taken into account. It is believed that those who adopted the system of micro irrigation actually increased the area under crop production. So micro irrigation increases the area under crop production. Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh have been the leading states who have increased their area under crop production using micro irrigation as one of the techniques. Also, as I mentioned, definitely it is micro irrigation, so you are using less water. So around 8 to 10% of the water is saved, and that's just because you are switching the traditional conventional irrigation systems to micro irrigation, and definitely we are saving 10% of the water when there is a crisis time. This scheme make sure that you are reducing the input cost. As we said, the cost of fertilizer gets reduced, the cost of labor is reduced, and then we are increasing the net income. So net income would definitely increase because the input cost is reduced. Even if you are selling it on the same output, your net income would increase. So that's one of the reasons we say that micro irrigation actually leads to increase in the income. The next is the average productivity. The average productivity of the land has increased tremendously. In horticulture crops, it's believed to increase from 42% to 54%, which is a tremendously higher proportion. Also, the benefit cost ratio should be greater than 1. That means my benefit is greater than my cost. And if my benefit, is greater than my cost, that would help me understand that the process of micro irrigation or MI technique that I am using would help me give out better results. It can therefore address a huge problem of food security, not just in India, but if our productivity rises, if our total production figures rises, rather than using it for domestic purpose, we are also eligible to export, and therefore we can resolve the issue of food security not only within the domestic limits but globally. Not only food security can increase, it can also give a thrust to the exports. So our exports can also increase because of this single reason that we actually save on the irrigation, we save on the water, and this would make our systems more viable, more resilient. So that was about understanding micro irrigation. Now micro irrigation, drip irrigation, some of the very interesting topics. You can jot down case studies. Case studies of Israel Mohev Desert is a classic case study where how a desert land converted into a land which is surpassing horticulture production, and this is being possible through micro irrigation and drip irrigation techniques in Israel. So definitely India can lead those kinds of examples and set up interesting milestones to address the problem of water crisis and bring in higher productivity. A related similar concept is saline farming. We have covered a separate video onto it. Extremely important for this year from your exams point of view, that how with ongoing challenges on food security, saline farming can do wonders. So definitely that is one of the very interesting topics. We have covered a separate session where we have discussed saline farming in detail. Don't miss that. Wish you very good luck.